All right, so this is gonna be the second part of the R&D portion. So those calipers I took back and returned. I returned the Mitsubishi calipers. I returned the Nissan calipers because they were having a sale on rotors, brakes, calipers, brake pads, and everything. So I took those back, got the $60 back, and then ended up getting a whole complete set of what I think I could use, which is gonna be so these are brake calipers for a Mercedes C230 Sport Package or something like that. And the rotors here are very similar in size to the VW Scirocco motors. I mean rotors. So the distance from the diameter on these are 288 millimeters, and Scirocco's are about 8 millimeters smaller, so about 4 millimeters in on each side. I already run 16s, which is the minimum amount you can use on if you're running the RX-7, Scirocco brake kit. Now, in terms of the thickness, these are 25. I believe these are 25 millimeters thick. I don't have my vernier caliper. I'm just going based off the CAD that I've seen on the Brembo website. But this is about 25, and Scirocco's are about 23. So overall, this size is pretty decent, and it's very similar. Now, the issue that I'm gonna probably run into is the hub diameter has to be minimum, I think 57.1 or something like that, and then the bolt pattern is gonna have to be 4 by 100. I think this is 5 by 120 or like some weird Mercedes specific size. But what we're gonna do now is one, put the caliper on the brake, right? Sorry, put the caliper on the rotor and see if it fits into the back of these 15s. So these are the same rims I run on my car right now. The only difference is these are 15s by 6.5, I think. Oh, it actually says, sorry, it actually says it. PCD is 100. That's the brand Anka. I can't find this brand. Look at it's 1996. I'm trying to find these things, but I can't. Either way, that's irrelevant for right now. But what we're gonna do is turn this over, right? Turn this over, try to fit the brakes and rotors inside, and if that can fit inside, that means that the minimum I can run is 15. The minimum I can run 15, and I have 16s already, and those 17s right there are what I plan on going on after the swap is over. So as long as it can fit in 15s, we're good. I don't have a jack to take my 16s off, but I might try and do that next time. Now, in terms of where this caliper is gonna sit on the hub, I still need to get a sawzall to cut this back some. But what I was thinking is, since it's gonna be, I want it to sit in line. I may not have that option as wide as the calipers are, but if I can shift it so where the bracket is, you see how there's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If I make a bracket where it just sits the assembly a little on offset, it'll work perfectly fine. Because if I run them back to back like this, it may be too wide in diameter for the rim. So we're gonna play around with it, but I still need to see if it fits inside, and then try and get like a cardboard setup where I can try and make the bracket out of something hard and then try and convert that into cat. These are pretty heavy, so I feel like my rotating assembly is gonna be kind of brolic, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so just as I expected, 15s are too short. So you can see, if we look top down, right, you can see the center hole. Let's put it right here. See, let's look here first. You see how close it is? It's hitting on something. Oh, it's hitting on the front of the rim. Right. So 15 is definitely too small. Um, if I have more, I'm gonna take the 17s down actually and test it on those. What's this? I don't know what that is. Anyway, this amount of space right here is what's, if it's shifted over some. I forgot to mention, from this side to about the end of the caliper is, I think, around 14 inches. And this is a 15-inch rim, so 15 is definitely too small. All right, so I'm gonna take out the 17s and try and line it up in the center and see how much clearance I have on the side. If I have a decent amount of clearance, then maybe I can run 16s, but 17s will definitely work. So it's still, R&D. We gotta play around with it, but we now know that 15s are definitely, like, it literally takes up. If it were to even, I'd have to get like a smaller, even smaller one for to fit, but it would have take up the whole entire dish. Okay, so now they're sitting in the 17s. As you can see, there is ample space on both sides of the rim. Again, it's not like perfectly like how it would normally be set up. Like, I think I can move it the way I want to. But either way, these rims fit on my car perfectly. I already test fit these rims on my car, and I think the hub is actually too big. So this hole right here is actually a bigger diameter than the actual hub on my car. Therefore, this hub here is also a bigger diameter. So what I might end up doing, just for test fit purposes and then something different in the future, is have a machine shop fill these holes, right? And then machine them out to be 4x100 just to see how they fit. But that's like later on in the development. But for now, we know that they're going to fit in these 17s. And then if I have to extend the bracket out some, I know I have not a whole lot of space to do it, but there's still some space around it because it's not fully centered. But yeah, that's some forward progress on it. Again, the bracket's probably the most important part. You can have custom rotors made, so yeah, we'll see. All right, so it fits perfectly over the hub. Like literally, there's almost no gap for it to sit flat against it. The issue I'm running into is the dust shield on the back. Right here, the bottom of this is, you can see, is hitting it. But if I got rid of that whole portion of the dust shield, it'll sit completely flat. And the brake rotors are on. Obviously not on all the way flush, but you can see maybe the mounting points, right? So that's where it sits. I can't get a really good angle. I would like to stand it up some for you, so you can see. Maybe I'll try that. But it's sitting a little bit offset from the back of the bracket, like how I showed where it would sit. That's brake oil. That's the thing. How it would sit like on top of here rather than offset. It would sit on top of here. It's sitting like that right there. All right, so you can see the factory mounting points and the ones for the Mercedes calipers sit on top of each other. So that's what the bracket would have to be. And then cut the dust shield back here, and they would totally sit flat. So I just need to cut this dust shield up and then go from there.